Hi everyone, Jeanette and Kara back here, and we're here to talk about feeling sassy and strong at 60. So Jeanette's agreed to be my demo person today, and Jeanette has done her usual warm-up, so she just came from 15 minutes on the treadmill. Her muscles are warm and we're ready to get started. So let's start with our dynamic warm-up, Jeanette. So you're gonna go ahead and put your feet shoulder width apart, and let's do a couple of waist circles there at our waist. So keeping it moving at a nice moderate pace, going in one direction, and let's reverse it the other way. So keep that waist nice and loose, feel that lower back loosening up, getting a good stretch, Jeanette. Okay, so there's our little waist circles. Now let's bring our left arm across to get that shoulder stretched out, because you're gonna be doing some upper body work today as well. So we'll hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then we'll reverse it the other way. So bring that other elbow across, giving a nice good stretch. You feel that stretch, Jeanette?
Yes.
Okay, let's get that tricep stretched out as well. So go ahead and push down that right elbow. You should feel a nice stretch in the back of your arm. And then go ahead and switch on the other side. So go ahead and press down that elbow as well. And then just go ahead and release your arms, shake them out, and you're ready to get started on your total gym. Okay, so let's go ahead and lie back down on that glide board, please. And Jeanette's gonna go ahead and put her feet on that squat stand, shoulder width apart. And as you can see, she's scooching down towards the bottom, so her hands can wrap around the bottom of that glide board. And Jeanette, go ahead and just take a few warm-up squats here, the standard bilateral squat, checking that your knees track over your toes, so up and down those rails at a nice moderate pace. And now, Jeanette, what I'd like you to do is go ahead and lift up your arms, so get a little warm-up going there with your arms as well, right by your sides. And now we're going to go into a little semicircle motion with your elbows. So bring your elbows together, stretching out that chest, pick up your pace slightly. There you go, we want that heart rate up, and let's reverse it, so the other direction as well. So again, about 10 reps here with a short break in between. How are we feeling, Jeanette?
Good.
Okay, so now what I want to do is hit your core. So you're going to go ahead and put your hands across your chest, and you're going to make sure you're nice and comfortable on that glide board, and we're going to go into an assisted crunch with variations. So now what I'd like you to do is come up off that glide board. Good, make sure you breathe, and you're going to come up with a crunching motion here. So do you feel that in your abs? All right, couple more reps. And now, Jeanette, I want to add some variation. So let's go ahead and bring that opposite elbow to the opposite knee. So we're going to start to target those oblique muscles as well. We want those staying strong well into our 60s, right?
Oh, yes.
Good. Okay, so how are we doing?
Good.
All right, so roughly 10 reps of those as well. Now, Jeanette, we're going to target some heel raises. So I'd like you to go ahead and drop your feet towards the bottom of that squat stand. Good. Straight legs. Nice and relaxed neck there on that glide board. And go ahead and come up on the balls of your feet, please. Good. So you're dropping those heels and coming up on the balls of your feet. So you should feel a good stretch in your Achilles. We have to keep these muscles strong, so we want to be able to walk on a daily basis. And let's go ahead and point those toes in. So go ahead and point those toes in now as well on the squat stand, and do the same thing where you lift up your heels there. You feel that difference there when you slightly turn the angle of your feet in, Jeanette?
Yes.
Okay, now let's actually point your toes out. So go ahead and angle those toes out. And again, she's doing the same exercise where she's dropping your heels and coming up on the balls of her feet. All right, I'm going to let you give your calves a little break there, Jeanette. And let's go ahead and lower down those rails. So go ahead and slowly come down. And what I'm going to do now is adjust the height of this tower. We're going to be at about a mid-level here. And we're going to go into some bicep work, some upright rows. So let's go ahead and grab those handles, please. Grab a handle in each hand. And yeah, go ahead and attach that pulley. Thank you. And you should put that on the glide board as well. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. It's okay. And you'll go ahead and take a seat there. We're going to do some upright rows to start. So as you see, Jeanette anchored down with her hands for safety. And with your palms in, Jeanette, I'd like you to bring them right by your sides. Good. So nice and easy there to start. And then picking up your pace since you're nice and warm. Good. How's that feeling? Good. All right. So that's your upright row right there. Now let's change this with some variations. So go ahead and put your wrists down and bring your elbows up and away from your ears. So now we're targeting those shoulders a little bit more. Try to relax, keeping them away from your ears, nice and high. Good. Now if we want a little more of a challenge, Jeanette, let's lower back down with our palms facing in, and let's go into that one arm row where you're going to integrate a little torso rotation in there. Good. Now at any time, Jeanette, if you started feeling a little bit of pain or discomfort, you could always put your feet down on the floor as well for a little modification and do that same exercise. But since you're nice and strong, I'd like you to lift up your feet there and go one arm at a time. Good. You can lift your legs out in front of, that's more comfortable, making sure that you stay nice and smooth. Okay, Jeanette, let's go ahead and anchor down there, please. Good, take your time, and now I'm going to have you reverse and face the other way for a chest fly. So go ahead and switch those handles behind your back. Take a seat again on that glide board. Good. And go ahead and scoot up just a little bit. Okay, so now Jeanette's going to go into something called the chest fly. And if you notice, the cloth is on the outside of her wrist so it doesn't rub the inside. And I'd like you to now bring your hands together, just like you're imagining you're hugging a beach ball, Jeanette, right in front of that chest. And at any time, you can always put your feet down if you need to modify, if that's more comfortable, or lift them up if you're feeling good. Okay, Jeanette, now let's actually go into a higher incline here. So these are variations, targeting different muscle groups as you lift up your arms up a little higher, and let's bring them down for a decline chest press. So same thing, Jeanette, good, bring your hands down. Now, do you feel the difference working those different muscle groups? Good job. All right, let's go ahead and put our feet down, and you can actually slowly release your handles because we're gonna go now into a torso rotation series. So you can come on off that glide board, take your time. And we already have our pulley attached, so good, you're good. And we're gonna bring up this glide board to a parallel position, so we can adjust that as well. Okay, Jeanette, come on over this side, and I'd like you to grab those handles again, and you are going to take a seat on that glide board facing forward, and your hips are going to be like headlights, so we don't want to strain that lower back. And what I'd like you to do, Jeanette, with both those handles is drive them across your waist while you sit nice and tall. So drive those across, good. Your eyes follow your hands. So very important, keeping a strong torso for all of our daily activities well into our 60s. Okay, Jeanette, now what I want you to do is go ahead and anchor down with your feet, and I'd like you to slowly release that back right handle and transfer it now to your right hand, and you're gonna go into a bicep curl here in the same position. So your wrist is up, good, and you're sitting nice and tall. Do you feel that in your biceps? Very nice, Jeanette. Okay, now what we're going to do is put our hands both on that handle in front of us, and we're going to reach up to that left corner of the room and drive it down. So again, we're picking things up all the time, placing them back down. We want to keep that flexibility. And let's go into a decline motion, Jeanette. So same thing, go ahead and bring that handle down in a decline motion. Okay, now for one more exercise today, what I'd like you to do, Jeanette, is put your feet down, and I'd like you to keep that in your left hand with your palm facing down, with your wrist down, and I'd like you to bring your elbow up high and across. So we want to strengthen that rotator cuff, where you're bringing a high elbow exercise right across there. Okay, so again, you'll do approximately 10 reps of each, followed by the same thing on the other side. Okay, Jeanette, go ahead and put your feet down, please. Release that handle. Great work today. You can stand on up. So that was your Feeling Sassy at 60 workout routine. We hope you enjoyed it. Hi everyone, Jeanette and Kara back here, and we're here to talk about feeling sassy and strong at 60. So Jeanette's agreed to be my demo person today, and Jeanette has done her usual warm-up, so she just came from 15 minutes on the treadmill. Her muscles are warm and we're ready to get started. So let's start with our dynamic warm-up, Jeanette. So you're gonna go ahead and put your feet shoulder width apart, and let's do a couple of waist circles there at our waist. So keeping it moving at a nice moderate pace, going in one direction, and let's reverse it the other way. So keep that waist nice and loose, feel that lower back loosening up, getting a good stretch, Jeanette. Okay, so there's our little waist circles. Now let's bring our left arm across to get that shoulder stretched out, because you're gonna be doing some upper body work today as well. So we'll hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then we'll reverse it the other way. So bring that other elbow across.